Hey guys, so this video is about becoming a truck driver. I have a lot of guys ask me about driving. I do not recommend driving, and they give me a funny look. So this is a little bit about that, and a little bit about how to pick a carrier, but it's not real in-depth or informative. So if you are already a driver, you will want to skip this video because it's not anything major. This could be part one. Part two will come up in a week or two. Should have the same thumbnail, and it's going to be a little bit more in-depth discussion about going from company driver to owner-operator. That will be more interest to the majority of my viewing audience. So we'll stay tuned for that one. It'll be a week or two out. That'll be part two. And then part three will be owner-operator and on authority. So if you're a company looking to go to owner-op, then you'll want to see part two. If you're owner-op and you want to go to on authority, you'll probably want to watch part three. Part two will be a couple weeks away. So there's where we are with that. So you guys that are not drivers, enjoy the video, and we'll see you on the next clip for the ones that don't watch this one. See you on the next one. So let's talk trucking. I was going to make this video while sitting down in front of the camera. I didn't make any notes because I was going to do some homework, some research, do some numbers, a whiteboard. I'll actually touch the whiteboard, just be there for like aesthetics, make you guys think it was going to be a serious, in-depth discussion backed up with facts. So everybody asked me about trucking. You got the new guys that want to get into trucking, and my first response is I do not recommend trucking. And they kind of look at me kind of funny, like, why do I not recommend trucking? Well, I do not recommend trucking because as a young guy, not me, but as a young guy looking to get into trucking, he needs to know, or she needs to know up front, that you are going to miss birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, graduations, funerals, your firstborn child being born. I mean, who knows? The list is limitless, of the things you miss out on in life. You say, oh no, I could get home. Well, no, not always. If you live in New Jersey and you're in LA and you just picked up a load that has to be in Seattle, Washington in a day and a half or 2 days, you can't just make it back to New Jersey before your loved one dies, or your wife's water broke and she's in the hospital. You're not going to make it, Some things can be planned if it's that important to you, like graduations or birthdays or weddings. It all depends on the company you're working for. But anyways, that's why I do not recommend driving. It's a horrible life. I mean, you spend all day, every day in this truck. It's bad on your health. But anyway, on the other side, I love it. You know what I mean? So when you do go to trucking, then I'll do whatever I can to help you or support you or encourage you along the way or answer any questions that you may have. So for a new guy, I should make this disclaimer at the front of the video. If you're not interested in getting into trucking and you're already trucking, you should probably skip this video. So anyway, so as a new guy looking to get into trucking, I would recommend doing your research. You know, first you got to decide what kind of driver you want to be. You want to pull a dry box? You want to pull a reefer? Do you want to start out with a platform, like a flatbed or step deck, you know? Refrigerating trailer, you're going to haul a lot of food products, which causes you to deal with grocery distribution warehouses or any place that handles food. In my experience with that, it is a time-consuming matter. You spend a lot of hours getting loaded and unloaded, and so that is not my cup of tea. Okay, dry van, you can get into a lot of dropping hooks. You just pull into a drop yard, drop the trailer, hook to the next one, and go. So you don't have a lot of downtime in a dry box with a mega fleet. You might get into doing some live loads, live unloads, but that's questions you can ask the carrier you're looking at leasing or going to work for, because they can tell you, well, 85% is dropping hook or 95% is dropping hook, because they have all those statistics out there for you. So that's the main thing, deciding what kind of driver you want to be. Van freight, they're pretty well capped at van freight. Platform, you can work your way up from a flatbed, hauling lumber, all the way up to oversized, to super loads. I mean, you can work your way up. I mean, it'd take a long time to reach the top of that food chain. So there's more room for growth, personal growth, and the platform side. That's my opinion. And you guys look at me like, well, you're pulling a box. Well, yes, I am. Too late in the game, too old to change now. This is what I do, and it works for me. And pulling a box may work for you as well. So anyway, so decide what it is you want to do. Van, reefer, flat. And research your companies. Find out what's important to you. You know, home time, how can they get you home, what their policy is, rider policy, a pet policy. Just, you know, come up with a whole list of questions and weed them out. You know, what their starting pay per mile is, how often they give you increases, how long they keep their trucks. You know, some carriers are 500,000 miles, some are going 750,000 miles. So you know, how often you're going to get to change trucks with your experience. I mean, after you've been there for a year, you might become a senior driver. You might get a new truck every 3 to 6 months. Which I'm going to tell you, that's a pain in the rump, because moving out of these things, it's like moving out of a small apartment. It's amazing what you can accumulate in a truck in 6 months to a year. I've learned to keep buying downsized because I learned I really don't need all that stuff, you know. I've got more of this one I actually need. But anyway, so yeah, just research the carriers and find out what suits your needs the best. You got companies like Swift. They are probably a good company, but they get a bad rep. So do you want to be labeled with that bad rep? I think they might start improving it, because now night transportation on Swift, well, they still have a bad rep, and they'll probably carry that bad rep for as long as I'm alive, I'm sure. But before we get into all that, so we got That's what happens. You don't make notes. So I guess before you pick a driving company, you got to find yourself. You got to get your driver's license, right? And I'm going to explain why. Because some of you guys probably just sat there and said, "Well, no, you don't. You can go to so-and-so company and they will train you." Yes, that is correct. But my personal opinion, and you know what opinions are, everybody's got one, just like something else. But my personal opinion is you need, I would highly recommend a community college. The money's really cheap to play. Depends on your state and the insurance they charge, but about $500-600 to go to community college, and it's like 3 times a week for 11 weeks, and they 8 hours a day, and they teach you something. Now, it might be hard to do with a job. I don't know what kind, you'd have to figure out if you work that out. Because in my opinion, these 14-day training schools that you pay $5,000 to, they're just going to run you through there and get your driver's license. Their job is to get you a license, and they're going to get you a license at whatever it costs, because you pay them the $5,000. I don't really think they teach you a whole lot. You just don't have enough time. There's probably 10 or 15 of you in that school, and you just really don't get the seat time or the driving time. But anyway, so pick the school, pick a good one, hopefully, get your license, and then go to a company, say like KLLN or US Express or some places like that that will reimburse your school tuition after 1 year of service. It's kind of like a sign-on bonus, right? But you don't have to stay with that particular carrier if you don't like it. You're gonna have to stay there for 6 months, pretty much, before you can get another job. And now that we got this split, I can get around this guy. He's doing 50 miles an hour, man. So yeah, you he's got them turn signals on the mirrors like I want. I'll eventually get mine put on there. Well, that's a nuisance, and those LED lights on that fairing, I don't like it. They're too stinking bright. Anyway, so I had that to your list of questions. Do they reimburse the cost of your tuition for school? And another thing you got to be concerned with as a rookie driver, I hate the term, your miles per week. I've gotten away from that. I don't have to run. I don't like having to set, I got to run 2,500 miles this week or I don't make any money. Yeah, I threw that out the window years ago. I quit working for Walmart. But yeah, so just gotta start asking around and find out what kind of questions you need to ask. We're not flying, guys. These guys are just going slow. And we're in California. We're running the speed limit. And gotta keep my record clean, right? So that was a long rant, but we'll continue that later. I cannot remember where we left off talking about. So you want to become a driver. That was a couple days ago when a SD card's inside the camera. I didn't watch it. So yeah, you got to make a list of what's important to you. Do your research on companies. Find out, like we discussed earlier, and then also, check into, what's their home time policy. How many days out does that earn you a day at home? Because
claim they're going to get you home every weekend. Well, sometimes it's not always a good thing. They get you home every weekend. They might get you home on Saturday, and you might leave out on Sunday to get to where you got to be on Monday, you know. So that 24 hours at the house on Saturday, or 34 hours if you're lucky. Because coming right down to it, our lives at home is measured by the hour, not the day, the majority of the time. So you just got to research your companies and find out what kind of engine it is you want to go. It's fan, flat, reefer, or there's all kinds. There's tanker, there's grain, there's all kinds of different avenues you can go with. Just got to find what works for you. Like I said, I think I recommend a community college over a 14-day or school. Community college is usually a whole lot less money, and they're, in my opinion, is a little bit better quality training. They take more time with you. The classes are smaller, and you know, you get a better quality training. I haven't been to one of those 14-day jobs, but I've seen the product that comes out, you know, and that's a whole other topic there, right? So, here's something else you're not going to like what I'm going to say about. Like if you choose to go Swift or Prime, or, well, there's a vast majority of them anymore that does that lease purchase, and they're really good at selling that, you know. And the majority of your trainers will be a lease purchase operator that has only been there 6 to 9 months, and now he's a certified trainer. He's going to train you, and he doesn't know much more than you do. But he has to do that to make the truck payments, because they're going to put you in there and run you like a team. Well, they can't train you and run you like a team. I don't get it. I think Avery actually sits in the jump seat while you do all the driving. So they might actually train you. Avery, I wouldn't really. I worked for Avery for 6 months. Like to starve to death. So, but anyway, so the lease purchase thing, I don't think it's a good way to go. But everybody has an opinion about that, you know. So you just have to weigh it out. Go listen to their spiel. But you know, I've talked to a few of those Swift guys, and they're paying, after 1,800 miles, they start making money. So they get like 2,200, 2,400 miles a week. So 600 miles, they think they're doing something. I tell you, man, it's a rough road to hoe right there. But anyway, so that's about all I got for now. I think I need to make a list of topics to discuss. You go back and watch these 2 videos and see what I've said, what I haven't said. We'll be producing the next video along the same lines, but it'll be lease purchase versus owner operator. Or, you know, how to become an owner operator over a company driver. I think we'll go with that versus the lease purchase route, because you already know my point of view on that. So I think we'll discuss in one video segment how to go from company to owner op. that's what I am. I consider myself an owner-operator. And then the third and final video, we'll discuss owner-operator / leased to carrier versus your own authority. So we have 3 videos. One for getting into trucking. Number 2 will be becoming an owner-operator. And number 3 will be your own authority. So anyway, so if there's another clip behind this one, it'd be because I went and watched these videos and thought of some more intelligent stuff to say. If not, that'll be the end of the clip. Catch you guys on the next one. It'll be the next vlog or the next clip. Don't know which. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up because you know it's going to be cool, right? Okay, see you.
Okay, hopefully you enjoyed those ramblings while I was driving. I didn't make notes. Should have made notes on the topics. I did make a few notes on items to, once you've chosen your trucking company that you want to go to, you've made your selection. And I would have went through a list of questions that you probably could have asked, but it's been 17 years since I've asked those questions. I mean, so I just covered some of the basics. Hopefully you've done some research and some homework and know what kind of questions to ask. And if you want to ask a certain question down in the comments section, I will try to help you answer that best I can, or whether you want to know if that's a good question, because there's no dumb questions, guys. There's no such thing as a stupid question. All questions are good questions. So don't be afraid to ask the recruiter. Hopefully you have a whole list of questions to ask, and you have a checklist, and you've got your companies written out, like Schneider, JB Hunt, Swift, US Express. You've asked them all the same questions, and I guess whichever company has the most check marks by that company, that's the carrier that you sign your life away to, but just make up a list of questions. I should have went more in depth with the questions, like pay per mile, how many miles a week the average, percentage of drop and hook, home time, insurance, benefits, paid holidays, pet policies, rider policies, how much time with a trainer, blah blah blah. Speaking of trainer, one thing I did not mention in the videos is that the carrier you're picking. Now this is very important, very important. The carrier you choose to go with, and they put you with their trainer, whatever that trainer tells you, unless it's just unsafe to do what the trainer is asking you to do it. Don't argue. If that trainer wants you to flip up on the dash, turn the jake brake on and off, do it the trainer's way. It's the trainer's truck, and the trainer has your life in their hands. That trainer decides whether you get to drive or not. And you don't want to go through this whole process again, because it's an expensive endeavor. I mean, that's another question to ask, is what they pay you during training. Some people pay you 10 cents a mile. Some pay you a flat rate of $300, right? It's not much money. But that's a good question to ask each company that you're looking to get into driving for. So yes, so whatever the trainer does, do your best to get along with the trainer. The better you get along with the trainer, and the more you follow the trainer's ways of doing things, get you out of their truck. Once you get your truck, then you can do it the correct way or do it your way. Okay. Your way may not be the correct way, but it might be the way that works for you. So that's a very important thing. So, and I'm sure I'll think of more stuff that should have been mentioned in the video. Like I said, we probably could have made a better video. We just did it without notes. We still don't have notes. But anyway, so what you want to take to wherever you go to the company for orientation, you want to make sure you take a sleeping bag, a shower bag, stuff to carry your clothes with. You also need a laundry bag, somewhere to put your dirty clothes. You just don't want to leave your dirty clothes piled up in the truck's floor, because you're sharing this small, tiny space with another person. And that's that other person's truck. So you're invading that other person's territory. So you want to try to be as respectful as possible. The sleeping bag is so that if you sleep on a bottom bunk and they're going to run you as a team, more than likely, you'll be sleeping while they're driving. Well, you don't want to sleep on someone else's sheets. Some of you guys may not care, but trust me, you don't know. You don't want to sleep on someone else's sheets. So take a sleeping bag. When you get out of the bed, roll the sleeping bag up and throw it up on the top bunk, or put it out of the way so that the driver doesn't use your sleeping bag. And you'll need a pillow as well. Okay, sleeping bag, pillow, shower bag. It's a bag you can carry to the truck, from the truck to the shower, that has all your toiletries in it. You'll need, your soap, shampoo, razor, toothbrush, all those amenities to always carry with you in a small travel bag, because that you don't have the comforts of home. You'll need flip-flops. Always wear your flip-flops in the shower stalls. They don't do a very good job cleaning them. I got staph infection one time, like 14 years ago. It's pretty horrible. So I always wear flip-flops, and then soak the flip-flops down with a Clorox spray or whatever, and then that'll get you through training. And it will be a horrible process, but do the best you can with it and do everything the trainer says. So hopefully this was somewhat helpful. I know it wasn't a whole lot of information there, but like I said, you guys looking to get into driving and you have more questions, leave me a comment. I'll do what I can. And I don't ask my opinion on companies, because I don't know anything about these companies. I don't drive for them. The only companies I ever drove for was Ozark, Averitt, a mom and pop, Ocoee River Transport, First Fleet, and now myself. So I don't really know much about the other companies. Okay, they have the books. So you go by a truck stop. If you got a truck stop close to your house, pick up a book, because there's lots of information in those books. They're right as you walk in the door. You got all these books on companies, and the companies advertising there what their starting pay per mile is. You can get a lot of information and weed through that before you start making all your calls. And if you go to one of those 14-day training schools, they guarantee you a job and a license. And there'll be recruiters come through there recruiting you for jobs as well. So you're going to get a lot of companies throwing information your way, because you become a hot commodity. Huge driver shortage. Always has been, always will be. So anyway, so there's that. That's 7 minutes worth of ramblings to go through such a pretty long video. So we are going to cut the feed right there. So if you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. I don't care. Some people are like, oh, don't do it. I don't care either way. I'm not sure what it does for you. But anyway, like it, subscribe, leave a little bell, and that way you'll get the future videos when I post part 2 of this clip. And anyway, we'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.